This is Manga Mavericks at Movies. I don't know what episode number this is, but we're a show that talks about movies at home. Even though the title of the show is At the Movies.
I mean, I guess we're seeing the movies at the movie theater.
Yeah, and we're talking about them 3 weeks after we see them for some reason.
Yeah, apparently.
At least that's the case with this first one we're going to talk about. Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress compilation films. Crunchyroll put that out in theaters for limited release on April 26th. Wee Lord and I went to see it, and we enjoyed it quite a bit. How was our theater experience? Well, I mean, it was actually half full theater. I don't think that, you know, I couldn't get a gauge on, like, how into the film the audience was.
Most of the people were just sitting there and watching.
There were some laughs.
Yeah, a few laughs.
Generally, not as engaged as most anime movies tend to have from their audiences. But the compilation movies were a lot of fun. I thought that they were great recuts of the show, and honestly, they made me appreciate Kabaneri a lot more.
Didn't you mention that they made you actually like Biba?
They did. I get Biba's character now. I get what his goal is.
How do you like Biba? You can't like Biba.
Because I understand where he's coming from. His father, like, has basically, out of fear, kind of put him through hell and tried to have him offed. So, you know, he's developed this strongest must survive mentality. So he's going to, like, equalize the world by breaking down all the barriers and letting all the Kabaneris, like, breaking on all the walls so that everyone has to fight the Kabaneris and no one can protect themselves behind walls or, like, their social status or whatever. So I get that a lot better now, and I'm more empathetic to those goals now.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay.
Yeah, there were subtle details that I really appreciated that I much better understood. I think the main takeaway of the movie, though, in terms of how it tells the story, is that, you know, proper editing and pacing can really help a story.
Yeah. Like, they took out a lot of the, I feel, padding from the show, like, where they, like, have this entire episode in the TV anime where it's, like, them taking a break for, like, some festival. And here they kind of just crunch that down into a few minutes, and it works fine.
Yeah, they took out the entire subplot where Mume killed a pregnant woman who became a Kabaneri and her baby, and I was, you know, they removed it, and I didn't even notice until I remembered that was the thing that happened in the show.
Well, did that happen already? And like, oh, wait, they skipped over it.
Yeah, so they really trimmed the fat, and they also rearranged scenes so that the story kind of progressed more naturally in cinematic form.
Yeah. I mean, Kabaneri, I feel, is one of those things where, like, it suffered from, even though it was only a one-core anime, it suffered from maybe being a bit too long.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the film adaptation definitely recuts it in a way that's far more compact and cohesive, I feel.
Yes, and I had a good time watching it. I never felt bored watching it. It was a 4-hour experience of watching these compilation films. You know, they cut down the show into about a little over 3.5 hours, basically 4 hours.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't, even though it's such a long time, I didn't feel tired at the end of it. I was totally engaged with the movies, and I think the, you know, quicker pacing, the more, like, expedient pacing, recut of the music, all that really helped, like, keep the experience engaging.
Mm-hmm.
So I think these compilation films are a big success in terms of retelling the story and actually improving it through the retelling.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So
honestly, it kind of makes me a bit more excited for Kabaneri Season 2 whenever that comes out.
Yeah, probably next year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tetsuo Araki's already working on it, so...
Yeah, so what I can say about these compilation films, and I guess about the show in general, is that a lot of people thought the show went downhill in the second half because of the Biba stuff, and they didn't really get what's going on. But I think that if you were to maybe watch it again through these compilation films, and, like, just watch how everything happens all at once and really process Biba's character arc in like a condensed manner and a more straightforward manner. It makes so much more sense and it's so much more enjoyable because I legitimately enjoyed that second compilation film that was about the second half of the show, and I respect Biba as an antagonist a lot better now. I legitimately think he's a good villain.
Yeah. I mean, I never was like super like anti-Biba, but like the film adaptation definitely gave me a more, I guess, positive opinion of his character instead of him just being like a generic like super villain type character.
Yeah. Like, he's not, like, his goals aren't generic. Like, he has more complexities to his character. Like, you notice, when a guy is beating on the corpse of his father, he feels like disgusted, he shoots the guy, and then he sits down and he's thinking about the good times he had with his dad, So it's like...
yeah, all the good times before I killed him and murdered everyone in this city,
And then he does, like, help give Ikoma the antidote for his thing, and that cures him from, like, becoming full Kabaneri or
I'm still not sure about that. I think he was just stabbing him with the antidote so that his powers would wear off and then he'd kill him easily.
Maybe. I think he was of two minds about it.
Maybe.
I think he was trying to goad Ikoma into killing him. It's kind of like a Taguro situation to me.
Because if you notice in the fight, you can see the part where he does stab him with antidote, because that's when Ikoma starts hallucinating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he just did it so that he would get weakened, and then Biba could just finish him off.
Yeah, I think that's a fair interpretation. Overall, though, I think I appreciated the show as a whole and the characters a lot better. Especially Ikoma, who I thought was kind of getting boring in the second half of the show when I was watching it.
Yeah.
But now I kind of understand his character arc a lot better and, like, seeing it all, the entire story all at once. Like, I get how he gets to, like, point A of his character, like, I want to kill the Kabaneri and, like, help people, to, like, being protective of Mume and, like, going out of his way to be like, okay, Mume, no, you don't need to fight in this war, This isn't right for you, because that's not what you really want. Like, originally when people were watching this weekly, everyone was kind of like, oh, why are they making Mume a damsel in distress? Oh, why is Ikoma mansplaining to her? That's not really going on. Ikoma's kind of projecting kind of his feelings towards his sister, towards Mume, and so he's kind of becoming like a protective older brother. And Mume, like, she, from very young age, has been forced to fight, but it's not really something she wants to do or necessarily likes doing. She's just dependent on the respect of Biba, and, like, she just is doing what she's doing to, like, appease him. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a wrong thing for her to necessarily want a normal life. And as we can see from, like, the framing device that they have between these two films, of, like, there's this flash forward to, like, them all fighting on the train, and then there's this, and that's in the first movie, at the beginning of the first movie, and then at the end of the second movie, they cut back to that, and, it continues where that scene left off. And it also, like, has this nice add moment where, like, Ikoma gives Mume, like, the pendant thing that his sister had. And it's like, aw, like a nice, cute little moment there.
Sweet.
So, I think this was, I think that framing device was pretty neat. And it had a good, it added something to the experience, which is good.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything else we have to say about the Kabaneri compilation films?
I'm not sure. I mean, the Kabaneri compilation films, a great recut of the TV series. Would highly recommend it.
I would as well, if they are ever available in any format, like included on the DVDs or whatever.
Yeah, I wonder if, like, Crunchyroll and Funimation are even going to release this version of it. Like,
well, the JoJo compilations are on Crunchyroll, so maybe at the very least they'll be uploaded to Crunchyroll.
Or maybe Amazon. Because Amazon has the streaming rights.
That's true.
Like, I don't think that Crunchyroll Funimation can actually stream Kabaneri.
Well,
even
maybe
the
they
dub of
can.
it.
Maybe they can get the secondary rights to the compilation films, like the streaming rights to those.
Maybe, or
specifically,
yeah, or they might just release it on one video. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just Kabaneri Master Collection TV series and the compilation films all in one. The definitive collection.
Yeah. Kabaneri boxes they'll release. But I enjoyed watching the show in theaters. I think that Crunchyroll, they are planning to do more anime movie nights, so I'm looking forward to what the next one will be and hope it's soon.
Yeah.
I guess
they said they're gonna do one per anime season, so.
Yeah, so.
Well, probably next one will be July.
Yeah.
Oh, this one was April, yeah, so. Beginning of each season, so July.
Yeah. So looking forward to whatever that'll be. Hopefully it'll be something that we're interested in.
Yeah.